All right, now going on to hopefully happier topics.
Mm.
Derek, you got to check out a game that actually has a legacy.
Yeah.
Talking, of course, about Talisman, the latest game from Nomad Games.
Yeah.
And you want to give us a lowdown. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Proper title, Talisman, the Digital Edition.
Yeah.
All right, so give us a lowdown, man. What's good?
So like Pat said, Talisman has got a long standing tradition. It's like
I didn't say that.
quality.
No
Yeah, you
words
did.
on my-
Yeah, you
okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah, you did.
Let's
See,
fight.
one of
Let's
these
fight about
days.
it. I'll hold your hats.
So anyway, it's a board game,
Mhm.
and I want to liken it to the best way possible to kind of describe it. And literally, it's like playing a board game RPG.
Okay.
And that's what kind of caught me a little bit when you asked me to review it. I was like, you know what, this sounds pretty interesting. So let me try it. I'm a huge RPG fan all across the board, all JRPGs, regular actions.
Mhm.
I just love
So many
everybody.
game sims.
You know, I mean, you know what it is. I just like every developer's version of the same equation and how they're gonna portray it, how they're gonna put it out, how they're gonna graphically, show me the imagery and present the game and present the leveling system and the battle system. So, apparently, I didn't know Talisman was a board game. So, once I realized what it was, I did a little bit of research, and so I was like, oh wow, so this has been around since like the 80s, I think, like 83, 84, around that range. Game Workshop was the company that distributed the board game, and people have been playing it forever.
You know what else they did?
No,
No.
because I wasn't really like the only board games I played growing up were like Monopoly.
Yeah, right.
The stuff
yeah.
that counted, like
Shoots and
Sorry,
ladders
Shoots
and
and
stuff.
Ladders,
Man, you
and,
missing out,
Parcheesi.
yo. It was all
I was a
about
big Parcheesi fan.
that crazy
and some
That's what it
D
was
and D.
all
I
about.
played a little D&D, but I didn't.
Mm.
I wasn't around too many people who enjoyed D&D the way
Right.
I
That
would.
wasn't really a board game, though, was it?
Well,
Was
D&D
it- was
was
it a
kind
board
of like a board game. It was like as close to that
I-
fantasy
I-
realm I was
I-
exposed.
It's like
at an early
Arabian
age.
Nights, but with more math.
Yeah. See, with D&D, you got to have like a group of people that are all really into it. You know what I mean?
All I
Exactly.
know is I play D&D and I get
And it's
bored.
funny
I mean,
because
that's
this
a
is the same thing. Like this game feels the same way. It's just like you need to play with actual physical people. And mind you,
That are all
I'm
really
playing it on
into
my
it,
PS
yeah.
Vita, and you can obviously play against the Vita has the capability for multiplayer. So if you have enough people around you and they have the Vita and they have the game, we can all sit there and play a 6-player game,
Mhm.
and it's fun. And the game is essentially the goal of the game is you are a traveler and you have the base version of the game, which is 14 character pick. It's ample. It's got your basic fantasy adventure characters: monks, priests, thieves, magi, sorceresses, warriors, barbarians, whatever.
Mhm.
And they all have their own specific traits and skills for their specific classes. And at the end of the day, you pick. And what I do like about it is that no matter I did more research and I realized that there's expansions to this thing, and you can get up to a 50 character pick.
No.
Damn,
So
man.
the replayability of this game is huge. Like if you're really into it, oh man, like you can probably play
Go
this game
through
for the
another
next 2 years.
1,000 different other characters.
Yeah,
What's
you
the
know?
expansion? Does that make this the type of game that you have to invest more money in?
Well,
for
no,
it to finally
for
be
this,
fun?
there was a base package, and then there was like the $29.99 one, which is the one I predominantly saw pushed and marketed, and basically it was everything in one. So, and mind you, when I say expansion, like there's a whole other piece of the board on the perimeter of the board.
Mhm.
There's like this, I guess you want to call it the Deadlands. And then you have like the mountainous region, and then and it felt like they really did their best to capture the quality of the original board game, because more research I did, the board game reflected the same thing. And again, you're just a traveler and you're traveling around and you're trying to make it to the center of the board, to this portal of whatever, I forgot what it was called, and you get the Crown of Command, which pretty much makes you Sauron, and you can destroy the worlds and demons and all the good stuff that
You
you
can
love
use
in
it
that
for
game.
good or evil.
Pretty much,
yeah.
like
Gotcha.
me, I'd pretty much use it for evil, probably.
Yeah,
How's
probably.
the
Legit.
balance then? If there's items like that can make you pretty much omnipotent.
Well, no, that's the goal. Like that's the goal of the game. So everybody's trying to get there. Now the game plays like as such. It plays more like a Magic card game. Like there's phases. So the goal is you roll dice. Everything is contingent on a roll of dice. Whatever the number produces dictates the number you move on the board. And again, I get the board is very square, and you just kind of rotate around the board. Each wherever you land, something will happen, an encounter, or you'll meet somebody. Whether it's a friendly encounter, this is where I fell in love with it a little bit. Like it's a friendly encounter or a bad encounter. Usually in a board game, it's unless you're playing Monopoly, it's like always a money situation, or you get into an argument with your brother. In this game, you might
Flip the table.
flip the table. Give me my $5.
Like I know you got them pink 50s, but we gonna have it out.
You stole that. You stole that.
Yo, dog, I'm not gonna tell you again. I'm the shoe. You can be your BS race car. The shoe is me. All right.
So,
So the Thetis on the side all day.
we should play the Walking Dead one. It's awesome.
The Walking
I
Dead
have the
Monopoly
Walking
game?
Dead edition.
That
I
sounds
collect
horrible.
all the editions like Zelda and all that
It's Monopoly though. Why?
because it's fun.
No, it's not. I've never had fun playing a game Monopoly.
It's thematic.
All
It's
right, all
thematic
right.
Monopoly.
I
Exactly.
can play other thematic games that are just
So-
as hilarious. Actually, no, I can't because I remember the AVP Clue game we played that was hot garbage.
Oh, I didn't play. Did I?
Yeah, it was.
Uh,
yeah, it was
you-
I was probably horrible at it too.
We were all terrible. It was just a bad experience.
oh,
It's like you've
And I'm
played
very
Clue,
competitive too.
and if you've seen the movie's fun. If you
Yeah,
play
the
the game,
movie-
the game is
My
lame.
favorite movie ever.
The movie, it's a
So,
good one.
just to
But,
just to wrap this up real quick, not even
Yeah.
to cut you off, Pat, because you know.
No,
you're the
no,
boss.
I was off on a rant. This is your review,
Um,
brother. Go ahead.
Long story short, it plays like a magic game. There's phases. You get into the counter, land. Good interaction or bad. When I say bad interaction, I mean a creature, and then there's an attack phase, and then there's it's the phases are evade, spells. Evade meaning you can choose to engage or not.
Mhm.
I guess, and there's a penalty if you do not engage because obviously you're moving away from a creature that's gonna smack your face off.
Mhm.
So that's how I envision it. You come up. Anyway.
So when
and
you
then-
like engage them, do you like roll the dice to decide?
well, this is because you
No,
you choose to
give
engage
them
or
a ring.
don't.
You have
You
to
choose to
follow
engage or don't. Then
permission.
there's a spell phase that you can play a spell card or something that needs to take place off that card of the creature.
Yeah.
So and then there's the character roll dice, I roll dice, and then there's the creature roll dice. You roll the dice, and obviously the numbers dictate the end of the battle.
right.
And then there's the compare phase. So with that said, I like it because there's friendly encounters. That's what made it interesting. Like I can get a piece of equipment that I can just literally stack and hold on to. And then as I progress, and I guess the outer rim of the board is easy, and the closer you get to the center, the more difficult the creatures get, the
Right,
stronger
makes
they
sense.
get. So all in all, as far as a board game, I think it'd be great. And all of us could sit here and play, and I think we'd have a great time, have a couple beers, blah blah blah. On my Vita, it was a little weird because I was playing the AI, and the AI, pretty much whipped my ass.
Yeah.
And I had to lower the AI just to kind of get the learning curve of it a little
Right,
bit.
right.
And then that's what pissed me off a little bit. I just felt like they could have made the game a little bit more translatable on a digital version.
Right. How long does it take? How?
A solid game if you don't die right away. I want to say a good solid 45 to 60 minutes.
Okay.
So, if you want to kill 60 minutes, it's great. I recommend it. If you're not a board game guy, it's a great Vita game. The Vita is like a dying thing. I think it's one of the best little handheld systems that's been out there, only because I get to play all my PS1 classics on it. I'm in love with it. And it's got the worst reviews ever, and nobody plays it. It's hardly supported, but this is like one game that I actually enjoyed adding to the collection that I have on that thing, and I will play it from time to time. And again, if only thing I didn't like was the price. The price is
$29,
$29.99. I just
yeah.
feel like it was a little too much for something.
It's like a
it's
board
not like it
game
was-
transferred into
That was
yeah.
that was for the complete edition though. That's because you got everything included.
No. I got the base model, which is fine because
Oh, the
14
base
character
is-
picks is like that's 14 times I
Yeah,
get to
you don't
play the
need
game. And
you
then
don't need the 50, right?
You know what I mean? So and the replayability of the game is huge. Like I think you could probably spend a good if you like a completionist like I am, I tend to be
Mm-hmm.
probably like a good year out of that.
You 100% and
You
stuff.
know, and it's not about 100%. There's no real, you can, get the armor pieces and stack them and then use them later on in the game. You get certain spells, but plays like Magic where you discard stuff too, etc. like that. So, if I had to, Nomad, the developer is Nomad, and I think they did a good job of translating the board game into a digital level, which is good. And I think it presented well visually, it was great graphically, it moved smooth. Other than that, it's not something. I don't think it's the cup of tea for everybody, unless you're really, really, really into super fantasy stuff.
Well, I mean, come on, who isn't? Look around.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, she might enjoy it, but like I don't know, maybe me. Like sometimes, if it wasn't for the RPG aspect of it, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. But I just like the fact that I could get a piece of equipment and attach it. Yeah, that's RPG-ish. Level up, take a spell that'll boost up my attack power. And then I can strike down this monster when needed, and then as I get to the center of the board, I can hold on to certain things, and et cetera, et cetera. So,
I'm not getting the middle of the road feel from you. It's like everything you're saying, it sounds like it's coming across banal, but the actual experience it sounds you had was positive.
it was, and I don't want to bash it because it's a good PS Vita handheld. Like I feel like it should be on the mobile, to be honest with you. It plays as such, and I just felt like the Vita just pushed it to its limits and the capabilities, but at the end of the day, I'd be satisfied on my iPhone.
All right,
it's a great game, and I think I just price wise, I think it'd have been more of a $15-$20 range. You can get it on PS4, the Vita. I suggest the Vita just because of the travel purposes. It's a great time killer. in the sleep
Riding the
mode,
train
you
or
know?
something like that.
Yeah. You know.
I guess final question. Since you said it would be better on a mobile device, so you can take it with you on the go.
Yeah.
Replayability. 'Cause if I have one thing that's fun to play once and only once, I'm not going to want to keep that on my daily commute.
If you're a fan of the fantasy adventure genre, I think the replayability factor is high for those type of people. But for the average guy, who just wants some time to kill or probably is into it, but not as hard as I say me or other people I know, it's high. You know what I mean? It's just something you can always come back to. There's no real there's no real goal to it. Like you just
Especially with
continuously play. With
as
the
many
50
characters,
character
yeah,
pick,
sure.
it's 50 times you can essentially play the game, and then however you dole that distribution of how you play
Does
the game.
having
is
a
on
different
you.
character make that much of a difference?
Yeah,
to the game?
it literally changes the way you play the game. So
Oh,
if you're
wow, okay.
playing as a sorcerer, obviously you have weaker vitality, but you have stronger magic power. So when you get to like the middle of the board, that game becomes just slightly easier for you
Right,
because
right.
of the magic abilities, as opposed to the warrior who has stronger vitality. He's coasting until he gets into the middle and he meets like the uber strong monster who's just going to smash him apart because he can't roll. His numbers won't reflect the roll dice that will amplify. Again, and this is where the RPG aspect comes in, because you get to stack the metal, the armor, the weapons, and the spells that you can use to kind of like help you along your journey. So,
all right, then thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up, man. I think it's great. It's a solid game. It's a time killer for people who aren't into it, and people who are into the genre. It's awesome. You know what I mean?
Cool.
I enjoyed it.
All right,
I'm gonna seek out the board game now. To be honest with you.
I think the board game would be more. I think we should all just have a Talisman night.
All right. Do you happen to have it?
No, I would. I'll buy it though.
I'm gonna find it's gonna be one of those old games that's out of print. You get
But you
spend
know
like
me,
$300
I don't know,
on
I've
it.
had-
You know what I mean?
I know, right? I've had bad experiences playing with Pat though. I'm very competitive.
Yeah,
Pat,
no,
Pat's
he's
a savage.
the worst.
Pat, if you ever played a board game with this dude, he's a savage.
BS. Okay, we played Dragoon with this dude who sat there
And he tried to like
methodically.
coax other players to gang up on me.
And he cheats.
Because, dude, you're in the corner with like all. All right, I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm not
very competitive. I'm getting
And he
that.
cheats.
Yeah.
No. Our gameplay of Dragoon is on the site. Listen to it or the review of Dragoon and hear the shenanigans this dude pulls in gameplay.
Oh man.
All right, man. The hijinks. Yeah. No.
I'm worked up you get just saying it.
Did it
I'm
just
trying
get
to turn the
colder in
audience
We're
here?
not gonna build up this ultimate board game battle between me and Pat, and then one day we're just gonna film us playing and just watch. What
Yo,
happens.
that's gonna happen, man. This dude trying to turn
Yo.
the listening audience against me when there is photo documentation of you pulling like, man, this is the hottest of hot garbage. What was it? All right. Well, anyways,
Play
and
this game if you want. I don't know.
You know what's messed up? Before you did that too, I was gonna say we have a true gamer in the house. You want to show your shirt to the camera and
Yeah,
show
baby.
people. Exactly.
Thought it was a Corona, but it's
Ocarina of
really
Time, I like
show,
it.
show the Twitch audience there, man.
Go, guys.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time. The shirt says. The shirt says. It looked like a Corona shirt.
I don't want a Corona now.
I was about to give him dap and stuff, be like, nah, that's what's up, man. Respecting all that, and then this dude gonna come out, with all this like negative propaganda.
because
Pipe it down. You're
So much game
Because you're
swag.
too competitive.
saying, I am not. How dare you? Of all people in this room, I've seen her
Why are you
stab
so
people
worked
over
up? It's
games.
so great.
Darkness. All right.
Darkness.
All right. We have a very
Your darkness is power.
we have an awesome and